Alright, welcome to another session in this series. In the previous session, we ended on question number 21. Okay, so in this session, we move on to question number 22. It says subtract this from this. Okay, so this is a simple subtraction in base 8. Keep that in mind. Okay, 4, 3, 6 minus in base 8. So keep in mind that we're working with base 8. So whatever we borrow from anywhere would be what? 8, not 10. Okay, since you're working base 8, anything we borrow will be what? 8. Okay, cool. So let's start. 5 minus 6, we need to borrow. Okay, so we come here. Can we borrow from 0? No. So we come here and we borrow. So we borrow to here, and then from here we borrow to this side. Okay, so when we borrow from here, it will be what? Left with 1. And then what if we borrow will be what? 8. Okay, cool. Now we borrow from here again to this side, 1. Okay, when we borrow, it will be left with what? 7. So let's write the 7 over here. And whatever we borrow is what? 8. 8 plus this 5 right here. Okay, so plus 5 is what? 13. So now this 13 we can subtract 6, which is what? 7. This is just like a normal subtraction, but whatever you borrow is what? Is 8. Okay, cool. So 13 minus 6 will give us 7. And then we continue. Here, we're left with what? 7. Okay, so 7 minus 3 will give us what? 4. Okay, 4. And now, don't forget, when we come here, we already borrowed 1 from here. Okay, so the remainder here was what? 1. So 1 minus 4, also not possible. So we need to borrow from this side. So when we borrow from here, it will be what? 8 plus this 1, which gives us what? 9. Okay, so 9 minus 4, this 9 minus this 4 will give us what? 5. Okay, 5. And finally here we have 0 left here because we borrowed from here 1, we are left with what? 0. Okay, so this is our answer. This is our answer. Base 8. Do you have that? 5 or 7 base 8? Yes, which is B. Okay, cool. Let's move on to question number 22. It says if 32 base 5 is equal to 32 base 5 is equal to 101 base 2 plus 12 base x, find the value of x. Okay, cool. So now what do we do? What we do is we convert everything to base 10. This is base 5, this is base 2, this is base x. So we convert everything to base 10 and then we can equate them. Okay, cool. So let's start with 32. How do we convert that to base 10? First, what? Number 8, 0, 1. Here to number 8, 0, 1, 2. And here we have 0, 1. So we convert all those to what? Base 10. Okay, the first one is 32 base 5. We have 3 times 5 to the power of 1 plus 2 times 5 to the power of 0. That will give us what? 17. Okay, 17. Cool. Now let's move on to this side. We're going to have what? 1 times 2 to the power of 2 plus 0 times 2 to the power of 1 plus 1 times 2 to the power of 0. And that will give us what? 5. Okay, cool. Finally, we move on to 1, 2 base x. So we have 1 times x to the power 0, to the power 1 plus 2 times x to the power 0. So we are going to have x plus 2. So now we can equate this equals this plus this. Okay, so we have 17 is equal to 5 plus x plus 2 plus 2. So we find x to be what? 10. And that is our answer. Do you have 10? Yes, which is A. A. Okay. All right. Let's move on to question number 24. Question number 24 says, the following subtraction was performed in base 4. Find the missing number. So what this means here is this minus this is giving us this. Okay. So what it just means is that when we subtract this from this, we should get this. Okay. So just like saying this minus this should give us this, right? So that's what we do. So we have 3012 minus 1333, all in base 4. Keep that in mind. We're working with base 4. Okay, so let's start. Here, 2 minus 3 in base 4. We can take 3 from 2, okay? So we borrow from this side. What we borrow is what? 4. Because we are working in base 4. So 4. Plus this 2, plus the 2 will give us what? 6. So 6 minus 3 will give us what? 3. Okay? 3. Cool, let's continue. Here we borrowed 1 from here, so our remainder is what? 1. Sorry, 0. Okay? So now let's write the 0 here. So now we have to borrow from other side to be able to subtract 3 from it, right? So we come to this side. We see that we can borrow from 0, so we come here and we borrow, okay? So we borrow from here to here. So when we do that, we are borrowing 4. Okay, 4 plus 0 will give us 4, minus 3 is what? 1. Okay? So we have 1. Okay, so what we borrowed from here, it came here, it was what? 4. And then we borrowed from here again, so it will left with what? 3. Okay? So the remainder here is what? 3. 3 minus 3 is what? 0. Okay? Cool. Then here we are left with what? Because we borrowed 1 from here, we are left with 2. So 2 minus 1 will give us what? 1. And that is our answer. Cool. And it is in base 4. Okay? Which is A. Okay? Cool. Let's move on to question number 25. It says, if 2, 3 base n is equal to 1, 1, 1, 1 base 2, find n. So we just convert both to base 10. Then we equate them, okay? So how do you convert this to base 10? You just number them 0, 1, 2, 3. So we convert the first one to 23 base n, 2, 3 base n to base 10. How do you do that? So 2 times n power 1 plus 3 times n power 0. That will give us what? 2n plus what? 3. Cool. Let's do the same thing for the other side. What do you get? We have 1 times 2 power 3 plus 1 times 2 power 2 plus 1 times 2 power 1 plus 1 times 2 power 0. Now give us, this is 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1. That is 15, okay? 15. Cool. So now when we equate these two, what do we get? We have 2n plus 3 is equal to 15. Then we have 2n is equal to what? 12. If you divide by 2, what are we left with? N is equal to what? 6. So that is our answer, 6, which is B. B is our answer. Alright, I think we'll have to stop here. Thank you so much for watching. In the next session, we'll move on to question number 26. See you again next time. Bye.